When Canaries Sing by YEJIDE Adeniyi. You know that scene in action movies? The one where the hero, clad in black leather jackets, black leather pants, and aviator sunglasses, sets ablaze a vehicle and walks away in slow motion with hair blowing in the wind? Yeah, that one. That was what I planned. Except this is Lagos, and the heat these days, not smiling at all. So instead of black leather everything, I was going to wear a black tank top and black denim pants. On a good day, I can't see well without my glasses, so wearing aviator sunglasses at night, not exactly doable. As for hair blowing in the wind, my short 4C hair bows to nobody. You shall get the gist. So tell me, if I'm supposed to be walking off into the horizon in slow-mo, what exactly am I doing behind the counter of the police station? How did I get here? I'm sure you're asking. Alright, let me tell you how. Not everyone in the office liked Cynthia, and honestly, it wasn't hard to see why. She was that person who could insert herself and her achievements into any conversation. Mention Timbuktu, and Cynthia had either been there or written a report about it. Talk about the glaciers in Antarctica, and suddenly Cynthia had a story about that too. It didn't really bother me, but other people in the office found her exhausting. Cynthia considered herself the office golden girl, and she seemed to live for the validation of senior management. When she took a liking to me, fresh from the Ibadan office, my colleagues warned me. But as a new staff, I didn't have any of their history with her, so I shrugged off their concerns. Cynthia often gave me a ride home. She lived a few streets away from my uncle's place. During those drives, we talked about work, about Lagos traffic, and about the struggle of being young Nigerian women trying to survive deadlines and NEPA. Cynthia was brilliant. Her dry humor, top notch, but she lacked a lot of emotional intelligence. Or maybe she simply didn't care about other people's feelings. It was also clear that she wasn't looking for a best friend because most of our conversations ended the moment she dropped me off. I tried reaching out to her a couple of weekends out of courtesy, but she always had excuses. Since I wasn't shopping for a BFF either, I was perfectly fine with our arrangement. One evening, during our drive home, I told her about an idea I had for an advertising campaign. The idea was simple. Take a competitor's oversight and show customers how our product filled that gap and did even more. Cynthia high-fived me. She said the idea was fantastic. My plan was to write it down properly and pitch it to our bosses. But before I could do that, I was sent to Ibadan to smooth things over with an old client. I spent a week there, and when I came back, the whole office was buzzing. Apparently, Cynthia had just presented a brilliant marketing campaign for one of our products. Yep, you guessed right. At first, I thought I was dreaming. The audacity of it stung more than the theft itself. Cynthia looked me dead in the eye and said, I just had this great idea. I couldn't tell anyone at work. I was too embarrassed. I had no proof and hadn't written anything down. Cynthia, on the other hand, had a whole dossier, slides, notes, everything. And the bosses, they loved it. For the rest of the week, it was Cynthia this, Cynthia that. He pained me, I no go lie. After that, I avoided Cynthia like a plague, and I learned something important. Keep your ideas to yourself. Months later, Cynthia got a bonus. She sold her old Toyota Camry and bought a new Lexus RX 350. I tried to let the whole incident go. I really did. But every day, Cynthia gave us new updates on the car. Do you know that the fuel efficiency of my new car is considered quite good for a luxury SUV of its size? I wouldn't have to spend so much fuel in it, especially with the cost of fuel these days. Another day it was, according to Google, this my car has 10 airbags. 10! I didn't even know that there were that many places to put airbags. We got unsolicited information about that car every single day. Then one day, I was standing at the bus stop, waiting for public transport. when Cynthia drove past in a shiny new red Lexus. She stopped, rolled down the window, and offered me a ride, but I declined. Then she said, I don't know why you like stuff ahead like this. I can continue to give you a ride, you know. Why did you suddenly become distant? You don't know? I asked in disbelief. But I doubt she heard me because she simply said, call me if you change your mind, and drove off. I can almost swear that I saw a smirk on her face. That smirk, real or imagined, sent me off the edge. Cynthia had to be taught a lesson. Now, I wasn't brave enough to blow up her car and do the whole walking off into the horizon thing, but I knew someone who could do something. Enter Monday, an Egbon Adubo, a streetwise guy I had once helped, and he was loyal to a fault. The plan was that Monday and one of his boys would steal Cynthia's car, then pack it somewhere unsafe. I didn't want the car destroyed. I just wanted it gone long enough to hurt. If it came back with some missing parts, so be it. Stealing the car was supposed to be easy because Cynthia lived on one of those narrow streets without gates, and everybody packed outside their buildings. Perfect opportunity. I barely slept on Sunday night. I kept imagining Cynthia's dramatic narration the next morning. My car has been stolen. And there I would be, the sympathetic co-worker. Oh no, your car? That's terrible. But dawn came with commotion and my uncle's angry voice screaming my name. I rushed out, only to find Monday and his boy in handcuffs. Standing beside them were three police officers. The moment Monday saw me, he pointed straight at me and shouted, "Na she be that, na she send us so." Those boys sang like little canaries. They gave every single detail and left out nothing, nothing. You would think all the money I gave them meant something, but for where they even sounded angry and claimed that I didn't tell them that dogs would be involved. How was I to know that Cynthia let her two ferocious dogs sleep under her car at night? Apparently, the dogs attacked them mid-operation. As I speak, I'm still sitting behind the counter of the police station. My uncle, his lawyer, and the DPO are inside talking. I hear words like first-time offender, settle this privately, and no real damage done. If I'm lucky, I'll get to go home today. Maybe all this wahala will pass. Maybe I'll also learn to let humiliation and the need for vengeance pass through me like smoke. After all, it's not like it would have been stamped on my forehead. In action movies, vengeance is action-packed. The hero gets justice and walks away in slow motion. In real life, it can involve policemen, handcuffs, and accomplices who sing like canaries.